Hey, I'm Jades Goudreault, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
I just want to start off by letting you know that you are definitely a new discovery of mine. Just recently came across your music as soon as I messaged you on Instagram. And your new single, If You Wanna, is incredible. And I was listening to your discography and I'm like, where have you been? Like, why haven't I heard you before? So,
Thank you.
congratulations with the music you've released so far. But I do want to dive in and talk a little bit more about If You Wanna, your latest single. And, how different was the creative process for you this time around?
I've only I think created one or two more songs kind of in this I don't know, method whatever, where basically like I just kind of play off a character instead of like taking a story or writing from an experience. I just kind of felt an energy of a character and I was that person, and whatever lyrics came to me or whatever melodies came to me, just I just went with it and it was fun. So that's why all the random fun lyrics. Yeah.
And it's cool because it's not just random fun lyrics, but also like the sounds, the sonics. Your delivery is incredible. So kind of figuring out, once you start playing with the song or having the idea of the song, like how did it kind of evolve to be what it is today? Like, like, did it always sound like this? And was this always the idea in your head, or did it kind of evolve in the studio as you started to produce it?
It evolved a little bit, but I would say it's very close to what I imagined in my head. And like the night before I went in the studio, I was like kind of freaking out because I like to be very prepared and have some kind of, I don't know, as prepared as possible, for my original songs, because it's just like, or else I end up like writing a song with somebody, but it's maybe not like what I love or what I really wanted. So I was like freaking out the night before and I was like, oh my God, I don't have anything. Like I was borderline crying like ridiculous. But and then I had this one little idea and it was kind of the chorus. Like it was like if you wanna, if you wanna. It was like that kind of thing, but it was also like the stomps and the like I had the stomps and the do like the horse gallops and like a few more things, because it was very, I had this whole visual in my head with it, and this often happens when I write. Like I get a feeling but I get a visual when I write. So this one I got a visual of like cowboys and Vikings sitting at a medieval table in a giant room with like just candle lights. And no, sorry, it was more like of a pub vibe, but an old school pub vibe. I don't know. It was just so cool. And they were all like staring at each other, like from across the table, like stomping and like. So anyway, that's how it started. And I had the visual, but I had the sound of what I wanted to sound like. So we kind of started with all those instruments and sounds that I was hearing. And then it evolved from there. But yeah.
That's cool that you said that about the stomps, because when I do listen to the stomps, I think of like when you see in movies and like they're getting ready for war or something, but they have this kind of chant going on. And like that's kind of what I pictured every time I would hear that kind of stomp. So that's kind of
so
cool
funny.
how you kind of like brought it to life in a sense with your music. As far as the lyrics go, you said this is the second time that you've written something like as a character in a sense. So, how different was the songwriting this time around for you, now that it wasn't like you were first person?
Okay, so I honestly there might be more because it's kind of very like me to just feel an energy and just go off of that. But I would say still most of my songs are like, even Peaches in the Bathtub is a mix. Like I'll just name one of my like underrated songs, like not popular songs right now. But like Peaches in the Bathtub is kind of like a mix of my own experience and just going off of a character. But it actually means something to me. But at the same time, the lyrics are really weird and like out there, and I kind of had to make it into a story that meant something to me, and that's how that's how that happened. But a lot of the times it is like, especially my emotional songs, very much from like a real place. So I don't know. This one was, but If You Wanna was so different. Like I didn't care. I didn't think about it. It wasn't important to me. I just felt this energy and like feeling like I told you, and I was like, okay. And I literally went on the mic, improvised all the melodies very quickly. Like I was like, oh yes, score. Like, and oh, and the Prince part, like I'm naming it the Prince part, like if you wanna, yeah, like that just came out, you know what I mean? Because I was being this like ultra confident, like sassy, I don't know, Prince energy, I would say. But and then with my and then with some of my other songs, it's kind of like I improvise the melodies as well, but then I already kind of usually have a concept and a title and like yeah, and a direction for it and what I want to say, and so it's a little bit more thought out when with the lyrics. But yeah.
Who is this producer, Mr. Sandman, and how different was it working with him or her in the studio? And like, how would you say that they challenged you during this process, even though you were already challenging yourself?
It was interesting. They're really talented. Hold on, wait, sorry. So they're super talented. It's two guys, Kevin and Donovan. And they're really talented. And it was my first time working with them. And like, it's always a journey working with somebody for the first time because you got to get to know each other and like, you know what I mean? The direction and stuff. So I feel like it I decided to take a lot of control because we had two different ideas of what the song was. So I had to really be like telling them exactly, you know what I mean, like what I wanted and stuff. But then I loved some of their ideas. I don't know. It was really fun. It was really fun. But yeah, I don't know.
Instrumentally, what would you say was like the most random sound that you guys created, like from scratch? I feel like you might have been creating new sounds during this production, less instrumentation, more just creative stuff.
Yeah, well some of the time like I would, you know, have this thing in my head. Like for example, the like the breaths, I actually was trying the night before to replicate the synth that or maybe not a synth. I don't even remember what I wanted at that point. But I was trying to replicate a sound and tell them what I wanted. And then I did that on the mic and I was like, you know what? I kind of love that. So let's just leave it there. And like that's like part of, you know, what I love about the song. So I'm so glad that I couldn't find the song sound that I wanted instead. So and then like with the, you know, certain yeah, certain elements were definitely like me going on the mic and like doing that. Oh, like or like we couldn't find this like cowbell bellish sound that I wanted. And then like I wanted like a bell, but it wasn't quite a cowbell. But then like the guy was like, or Donovan was like, "What about a cowbell?" Because we couldn't find the precise thing, and I was like, "Yeah, cowbell." I was like, "Yes," and he was kind of joking, but I was like, "Yes." I don't know, yeah. So and then like some of them were random voice things. Like I remember I remember doing a background vocal, and it was like really weird, and I don't remember it right now. I would have to like point it out, but somewhere near the end of the song, I believe. And like we took it, and you can't tell it's my voice, but it's like really weird.
It seems like you decided to just kind of experiment with the song. Is this like a one-off for you, just to kind of test the waters with boundaries and genres, or do you feel like you're still looking to discover what your sound is or what you're all about as far as an artist, as far as your artistry goes?
No, I'm very like that as a person. I'm very like experimental with, you know, what I wear, and like and I get bored of things really quickly. And I listen to all kinds of things too, so I kind of want to experiment and try different things. And when people say like it's smart to stay in one lane, like but I'm bored, like, I can't do that, it's you know? I just wanna try all kinds of things, like, I'm an artist, I just, like, love to create different worlds all the time, so that's, you know, why it's all different, but I'm trying to sorta stay in the popish lane, but it's not easy.
Well, I'm excited that I got to experience your sound and got to listen to your music, and I'm definitely looking forward to more from you. To close us off, like, what would you say was the most challenging thing during the creative process, whether the writing process or the recording process for this new single, if you wanna?
The writing or recording, or the
Yeah,
whole
during this entire process.
the production, because I've never been that involved in the production. I always have like directions and general directions and feedback and like kind of let's change this, let's add this. But this time I just like I knew my vision and I knew that it wouldn't go that direction if I didn't take full control. So like I worked so hard on because I'm a beginner in production, and I'm very very slow on the computer like when it comes to actually using the DOS. So I have to like explain what I'm hearing in my head as properly as possible, and that was challenging, but I'm really proud of how it came out.
I mean, I would not have imagined that this was your first time for you producing. So, I mean, it sounded like a seasoned producer did this. So, congratulations with that.
Thank you. Mr. Sandman is amazing too.
Amazing. Well, thank you again for taking the time. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to more from you, and I'm looking forward to doing this again soon.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much for having me.